Hi Morelands, and welcome back to Morelands Storytime. I hope you all enjoyed looking at the snow today. Even though it's just a little bit, it was still very exciting. And because of that, because it's a little bit snowy outside, I wanted to read to you the book by David Walliams called Geronimo. And it says here, The Penguin Who Thought He Could Fly. So I hope you enjoy. At the bottomest bottom of the world lived a huge colony of emperor penguins. All the eggs were being kept warm by their dads when one baby penguin hatched. His name was Geronimo. "Let's fly," he announced, flapping his wings as fast as he could. "Penguins can't fly, son," replied his father. "Of course they can, Dad. Otherwise, what have we got wings for? Watch." With his feet as skis, the baby penguin used his snowy slope as a runway. "Geronimo!" he cried as he sped faster and faster. He hit a bump on the slope and took off. Whiz! For a few glorious seconds, Geronimo sailed through the air. "Dad, look, I can fly!" The baby frantically flapped his wings before dropping through the air like a stone. He landed in the freezing cold sea with a plop. "You see, son, penguins can't fly." Geronimo looked sad. "But it's all I dream about, Dad. There must be a way for my dreams to come true." Geronimo spied an elephant seal dozing on the ice. He leaped onto the big seal's wobbly tummy to use it as a trampoline and launched himself into the air. Boing! "Dad, look! I can fly!" said Geronimo. Oof! Before landing in the deep snow with a thud. Next, Geronimo paddled out to sea and clambered on top of a big blue whale, sitting right on top of its blowhole. Splurt! And air shot up Geronimo's bottom and blasted him into the sky like a rocket. "Dad, look! I can fly!" As soon as the whale stopped blowing, Geronimo plummeted and the angry whale flipped its tail. Swish! Batting the little penguin across the sky. "Dad, look, I can..." Before he could say fly, he slammed straight into an iceberg. Doof! His dad had to give him a beak-to-beak resuscitation. "It's time to give up on your dreams, son." "Never, Dad. Dreams can come true, I know it." Every night when Dad tucked Geronimo under his ice sheet, the baby penguin would dream the same dream. Of flight, of soaring high in the air, swooping and twirling, touching the clouds, the king of the sky. His dad had had that dream too when he was young. The next morning, Geronimo leapt on the back of an unsuspecting albatross. "Look, Dad! I can fly!" But not for long. The overloaded albatross crashed headfirst into a pod of baby seals, knocking them into the sea like bowling pins. Boom, 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 splish, splash, splosh. The emperor penguin turned to Dad. "You have to tell your son once and for all, penguins can't fly." With a heavy heart, Dad told his son, "No more trying to fly, Geronimo. The dream is over." Dad felt awful as a single tear rolled down his son's face. So awful that later that night, while Geronimo was sleeping, he called a meeting of the whole colony. "Fellow penguins, Are we sure it is absolutely impossible for us to fly? Yes, of course, barked the Emperor Penguin. There must be a way, replied Dad. No, never, fool. Didn't you ever dream of flying? Asked Dad. This silenced the colony. They'd all had that dream when they were young. Let's put our bird brains together and see, said Dad. And that's exactly what they did. And by the time the sun came up, the colony had a plan. When Geronimo woke up that morning, the strangest sight greeted him. The entire colony of penguins was upside down. What's happened? Asked Geronimo. What do you mean, what's happened? Replied Dad, who, like all the others, was standing on his head. You're all upside down. No, you're upside down. Look at that, they're all upside down, you go. Come jump off the ice and you will soar into the sky. Dad pointed at the sea. Yes, replied the whole colony. Yes, that's the sky, said the Emperor Penguin, pointing at the sea. Now come on, Geronimo, said Dad. Show us that dreams can come true, that penguins really can fly. So, with that, Geronimo made a giant leap. Splash! The penguin flapped his wings and zoomed through the water, thinking it was the sky. I can fly! I can fly! I can fly! He yelled. On Dad's signal, the colony dived in too. Splish, splash, splosh. Dad held his son's wing and the pair shared a smile. Together they looped the loop, very nearly bumping into an iceberg. Be careful of the clouds, called out Dad. They passed a killer whale. Dad, why is that whale floating upside down in the sky? Asked Geronimo. He must have jumped, said Dad. Oh. Dad watched with pride as his son soared up, up, up. Dad, look, I can fly. I'm king of the sky. And it says there, sometimes with a little help and some upside down penguins, dreams really can come true. And I really like that story. It was a #1 best-selling book by David Walliams. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon on another Morelands Storytime. Take care and stay safe. You like this story? Like the story about Geronimo?